Alright. 9 months sober. Or 9 months off heroin. Or opiates. I was still having pause up to about a month ago. And then, lately I just wake up in pain every day, but I also messed my back up years ago. And was out of work for 6 months. And was on workman's comp. Let me get out of the light. There we go. And, yeah, that sucked. Let's see. So, I was out for 6 months because I fell off the back of a truck and hurt my back, like L3, 4, 5, something like that. 3 of my lower ones. It wasn't too bad. They shot me up with something, some big ass needle they put in my spine. But I loaded drywall and roofs for the better part of 8-9 years, and always done warehouse jobs and all that. So my body just, I'm always in pain. So I gotta start doing yoga or Pilates or stretching or something. I know that's what it is. I'm all tight and shit. I really need a, sorry, it's really hot out here. I really need a fucking stretch. Because when I started stretching all the time, it helped. It made a big difference. But what's been helping a lot is the Metrodine, my anticonvulsant, is just horrible. And so because of that, it like makes me feel like kind of dead, and so I don't make a video talking about it. But so I take Adderall for my ADHD. I take 50 milligrams of instant release a day, 2 20s and a 10, and that helps a lot. Still low scatter, but compared to normal, it's literally life changing. But first time I was prescribed Adderall, I was like 15, 16 years ago, so I've been on it. I had to get off it for a couple of years because of insurance, and I've been back on it for 7-8 months now. And yeah, just like before, it made a huge difference. It wasn't my choice to get off it. I couldn't afford insurance. So now I'm trying to get into wargaming again. So yeah, I couldn't afford paint. I still can't, but there's Aragon. Got these 2 brothers who I cannot pronounce their name, and they're the only reason I got the one book. Is literally because of them. Hold on. Yeah, the only reason I got the Shadow and Flame book is because of them. Because they're dope as shit. If I ever get money, I would like to paint them. There they are. And then Glorfindel I never got to get. I wanted to get him next, but right here, Illidan and Elohor. Fucking dope. When the one brother dies, the other one just goes on a fucking berserker mode. It's pretty dope. But here is my first build. I've kind of learned as I went, so a few things I went back and tried to fix. A couple things I'm doing differently next time. For one thing, attaching it to plywood, it warped a little bit. It really isn't that bad. It looks worse back there, but that's because this plywood's warped in that corner. But if you look at this side, it's pretty flat. It's not as bad. The board was in the desert. Like most of this stuff I used is from the desert or Dollar Tree. I spent probably $30 so far. Most of it on glue. And like new blades and stuff. Back out a little bit. So the flocking, I had some old I got from the Dollar Tree like years ago. It was moss. I think it was spring moss, maybe summer moss, and I crushed it up and put it through a sieve, and that's where I got all this. This is left blank because I'm working on this, which I want it to be kind of a modified version of the Helm's Deep castle. So got these tiles I'm doing. Ignore that. So these I do want to adjust. So this, I am going to make it straight so that I can lower the walls. Same with this side, just make it straight. Lower the walls. And then a water fountain, this is pre-made. It's probably one of the few things pre-made that's going to be in here. I figured put that in right when you walk through the door. Ooh. Yeah, you put that in right through, you walk through the door. Obviously you'll be even. Something like that. This is all on a budget. Paint, I probably spent $10 on paint, $8 on paint. The rest of it was paint I already had. This has to get adjusted some more. But there is, with the bridge on it, it's not done yet. This was all done with the this is all cardboard and foam, obviously, and then I used the grout method, unsanded grout, with some water and PVA glue. That's how I plan on doing the castle, I think. Toilet paper method's not bad. Like so this is the test board I made that made me decide to make a whole big board. This I used a different method for the sand though. I used where you sift the sand and you paint it green, or you mix it with green paint, spread it out, let it dry, break it up, crumble it, and all that. And then this, I gotta fix. It was too big, so you couldn't get any figures back there because of that wall. So I cut a little piece. I gotta repair that, but I think I'm gonna put a real flock or the regular flocking around it since there's not much to do. Maybe paint the stone a little better. The walls I just did dark granite and then dry brushed with I believe it was just regular gray actually. Some of this hasn't been dusted off. The riverbed I'm doing tonight, so like this will all be covered with black sand, all that, and then I'm gonna do, you know, kind of thicker gravel along the edges, and you know, maybe just a few big river stones or something. Yeah, I need to do flocking so that way I can use this as something that I can put on top of here, you know. So, and then got the cave to nowhere because I have yet to do anything past that entrance. So it was actually a happy accident, I guess you could say. I didn't put supports here, so when I was doing the covering with the paper mache, it collapsed. So I was like, it was a little opening at first, so I was like, no, just fuck it, open. So eventually I think I'm gonna cut either the back open here so it can come through to attach to another board, which I have an idea for a wizard tower, or second option is keep it like that, maybe do a false backing and have it to where when you enter the cave, and then I can make a big ass cave board. But this is helping. This is helping a lot. I know my phone's my cameras and shit are all smashed to hell. Yeah, I don't have money. But so if you're looking to build something on a budget, you know, the unsanded grout I believe is like $10 or $11 a box. I got mine for free because it was left here by the previous owners. And then all the stones and dirt I just got from the desert and just sifted it all different. So, you know, I got bigger stones, I got sticks for good logs. These are all washed. So, this one's one of my favorite stones. Where is it? Yeah, look at that. That's fucking cool. Oops. Some bigger stones. Here is some brown flocking I made. This is made with hemp string and you trim it really fine. Mix it with some paint, watered down paint, and then you just let it dry, and you gotta keep breaking it up through a sieve, and you get this nice looking flocking stuff for brown flocking. Here's the green flocking, not added, which I need this anyways. So this is made from the moss shit. There's some little bit gravel in it because this is shit I brushed off, recycled off of it because I don't have anymore. I got like $10, so I might go to the Dollar Tree and just see if I can't get the rest of what I need. That was close. Maybe they'll have another thing of moss. But, you know, it's helping to keep my mind focused. The only thing that sucks is I'm still looking for work. You know, I got disability papers I already started. They sent me disability stuff for epilepsy and shit, but it's $994, so I already did like the 2-hour fucking thing, and now I got signed papers from them and send them back, and if I get it, I get it, cool. Otherwise, you know, I was surprised. I mean, I guess with the ADHD and the epilepsy and just a lot of problems I've had from the medication. This is helping me a lot. I'm hoping I can, anybody know if the paint off Temu is worth trying for models? Because I got a lot of models paint. Well over 100. Lord of the Rings ones. I got Orkai and Men of Gordon. Yeah, I can't even say it. Men of Gondor. Sorry. I got Wood Elves, actually. Where are the Wood Elves? These are all different elves. Yeah, I got the Spirit Bearers. I got 2 different sets of the Fellowship guys. There's another Aragorn. Meet Aragorn. So I got Orkai, Orcs, Moria, Goblins. The only thing I don't have is the rest of my troll. Well, my homie's troll. I just got the arms and the fell beast he had with Ringwrath. But he gave me all the other ones. But yeah, because this was, I mean, I was like 13, 12 when I got into these. Never really had the money to paint these, but I'd love to. I feel like that would take my mind off. So if Temu paints any good for like a set, or if I should just buy like one of those like little starter sets and give it a try, or if I should just pick like a race, and you know, like I got Men of Rohan, like pick one group and get the paint specifically for that group, or I have no clue. But I would really like to get these models painted and stuff. Get this finished. Get that castle built and up here. I plan on doing a tower right here. So this, ignore this. This is going to be cut down lower. I don't know if I'm going to use these or not. Those were originally for a tree house that I'm thinking about doing for an attachment. So all these. There's a gate, which I'm going to do. Cover it with wood, stain it, and then cut it into shape. That's not the right one anyways. This is the right one. So this, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cover it in, what you call it, popsicle sticks. And then I'm going to cut it to shape, or cut it while I do it, sand it nice, and then cut it down the middle after and then stain it. And then we'll have that gate. That's glued on there. So structurally it feels pretty good. I've learned my lesson to make sure they're strong. I've been having to use little pin files to sharpen, or not really sharpen, but to get the blade straight enough to cut something. So, but even with that, it's starting to come out. It doesn't look great, but it's not the worst one. At least yet, I haven't ruined it. but that bridge needs a little tweaking too. Yeah, I need to flock this so that it matches that. But this is the first one I made. This is what gave me the inspiration. Just try this. So I messed up the paint on this. This was my first time ever painting like that. I made like a crappy board when I was like 12 that probably shouldn't even count. But yeah, so I'll film a video and an update when I get the river done. 9 months opiate free, no heroin after fucking an embarrassing amount of time, 17 years, with not very much sober time in those 17 years. So this is helping me, but I need to find a work because it makes it hard to sit down and work on this shit and enjoy it when you're not working. So, but I don't know. I think it's at least a start for my first board. My brain's already got like 20 million ideas I want to work on at once, but it's like, slow down. Slow down. So, just keep making videos updating this. And hope everybody has a good day. And yeah, I suck at making videos, but it is what it is. I don't know.